Welcome to Oddly Sunday. This is a show where once a week we take a look at some of the stories that have been posted to Oddly Studios, some of the work that's going on there. And this week we're taking a look around the net using Chrome. Now I have to say I got an early beta of Chrome at one point and I wasn't a huge fan of it. I found it pretty buggy. I found that a lot of sites were broken with it. That situation has changed. More recent editions of Chrome are actually really good and I'm enjoying using it quite a lot. One thing that you'll notice when you use Chrome is that the rendering of JavaScript is lightning fast with it. Like, it is much faster than most other browsers that I've used, which is nice because you know, as you're surfing around, it means that your pages are going to load a little bit quicker and you're just going to enjoy the experience a little bit more. The Oddly site loads particularly fast in it, which makes me happy and makes me wish that more people were using Chrome. The adoption rates of Chrome are not that high yet, but they're pretty good. And as always, of course, you know, what's important is your visitors, the visitors that are actually seeing your site. So if you have your analytics info hooked up, say with Google Analytics or some other service, then you could actually know. What I noticed on the Oddly site is that about 12% of people who visit are using Chrome, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you consider the number of browsers out there, that's growing pretty significantly. And the other thing that I noticed, most importantly, was that was actually equal to the percentage of people that were visiting the site using Internet Explorer. So it is actually gaining a lot of ground with people that like to come to Oddly Studios. The big gorilla in the room, of course, is still Firefox. Mozilla Firefox makes up the majority of our visitors. And then you have a fair amount as well that come from Safari. One thing that I like about Google Chrome is that it gives you these little snapshots of the sites that you've been visiting. So, of course, if you're using Chrome for work, you're going to want to be aware of that. If not everything that you're doing is strictly work-related, you know, which is understandable. We're all living our lives online here, but you know, just keep that in mind as you're browsing around, because these little thumbnail captions with their captions could show up. And it isn't always totally intelligent. Like, for instance, one of the things that I notice with Chrome right now is this little Rogers search engine pops up quite a lot in my thumbnails as places that I've gone to. Well, I never use a Rogers search engine. I don't know why anyone would. There are such good search engines out there. But it's the one that Rogers by default throws on my screen if you know, I type in an incorrect URL. So I guess it's a convenience that they're offering, but I never use it. Still, even though I would never click a link from one of the Rogers recommendations, it still shows up inside of my home page here, which is a little bit annoying. But other than that, it's pretty good. You can see, for instance, that my Oddly Studios login shows up here from my Gmail account. A little while ago, we actually transferred all of our operations into Google, into Gmail. We're using Google Apps for Business for most of our day-to-day operations, aside from our project management tool. Don't think Google has a really good tool for that yet, so we use Basecamp. For that, we team that up with FreshBooks for our invoicing, but for our emails, our calendars, appointments, sharing general information, and so forth, Gmail makes a really good solution. And when you have Google Apps for Business, it allows you to actually have everything operate through your domain name rather than Gmail. So one of the advantages of that is if things ever go down, then you've got everything stored online. And if you team it up with Google Gears, you can also have local copies of it. You can hook up your Outlook if that's what you like using, or Thunderbird if that's your email client. You can attach those to the Gmail so that you can actually retrieve all of your emails into your usual client, and then you don't even have to see Gmail if you don't wish to. I happen to like it, and I find it convenient. I reformat my computer a fair amount because of all the messing around that I do, and it makes it really easy for me to get back up to speed and be running without losing any time. So Google Chrome, give it a try, see what you think. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. I'm really interested to know what people are doing in terms of browser these days.